Welcome back to New Rockstars. This is Big Question, the show that gives you too much information about just how powerful a cosmic paper pusher working a 9 to 5 in the time stream should be. I'm Marina Mastros, and I'm here today with MT. Here he is!
Yes! I'm so excited to meet you. This is the first time we've ever met, so this is really cool.
Oh my gosh, we're doing it. And it matters that it's right now because time is like really relevant. We're all getting into the time stuff, right?
You already know.
We already know things are changing in the MCU. We have several new films on the horizon, and meanwhile, new characters and abilities continue to be introduced as Marvel series debut on Disney+. And that got us thinking for today's BQ. How does Loki and other Marvel series affect the MCU power rankings? In other words, we need to know who's on top.
Okay, who's on top? All right, that's a good question. Let's find out who's on top in the MCU. Okay? Because a little over a year ago, we did do an MCU Power Rankings breakdown here on New Rockstars.
That's right.
Question. Now that we have new players on the board, and we continue to learn more about the cosmic side of the MCU, we thought it might be a good time to revisit those Power Rankings to see how things may have shifted. So, in that episode, we looked at 5 tiers of beings. The first one being Terrans, and those are beings who are mostly Earthbound, or at least originally from Earth. And their powers and abilities are mostly drawn from physical and magical elements found on Earth and tied to this dimension.
Do you remember in the original ranking, we actually put Erik and Philip in there?
Oh,
because they're Terrans. They ranked each other, and Philip got 26 and Erik got 30. Which is funny because Philip is like, you know.
Philip's a specimen. That man is a
specimen, yeah.
A very physically buff man.
Yeah. So maybe at the end, just for fun, we can re-rank them according to these new.
Let's do it. That's what the people want to know.
That's what the people want.
So this Terran tier includes the Hulk. We got Carol Danvers. We got Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, who is, part Celestial. We have the Scarlet Witch, and we have other characters that we haven't even seen yet, like Kang Gang. Dr. Doom and Jean Grey, Jean Grey is a very powerful lady, but she's also part of that Terran tier. Okay, so tier 2, we have the gods up on high. Gods, demons, and aliens to be exact. And these characters include beings that have, more
accents.
Yes! More accents than usual, more Shakespearean
They're
accents.
all British, yeah.
Pretty much. But these characters include beings that have more enhanced cosmic powers. And they also tend to live longer lives or possibly even be immortal, which is pretty great, because, as a black man, I don't have a lot of time in this world.
We're trying to get you to live as long as possible.
Yeah, with all these pre-existing conditions that African Americans have, I'm 29, so I'm like, that's basically 62. And so this tier of gods, demons, and aliens include, obviously, Thor and Loki, Hela and Odin, and they're all Asgardians. And I'm sure it also includes, your Malekiths, your Dark Elves, and all that. Then you have the Collector and the Grandmaster, who are the Elders of the Universe, who, they haven't officially met yet, but, we already know that they're the Elders, so whatever. And then we have aliens like Thanos, very beefy, Daddy Than.
Daddy chill.
Thick with two C's?
I think 3 C's, honestly.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
He's a thick man, very thick man. Even his chin, with those ridges.
Oh my god, I forgot about butt chin, yeah.
And then we have characters that are soon to come, like Adam Warlock in the Eternals and Apocalypse, for example.
Yeah.
And then we have tier 3, cosmic entities. And these are often beings with the ability to traverse dimensions. And a good way to think of this tier is that they are often the gods of other gods in the Marvel Universe. And this tier includes the Celestials, the little robot people that, I don't know what they're doing. They're just people's lives up. That's what they do. It's just destroying people on a large scale, really. It's being an inconvenience. And then we have Big Face Dormammu.
Oh my god, yeah.
Very curious about what we're doing in this dimension. He should probably mind his own business. Ego, the Living Planet, who is very dead now. And some other characters that we haven't seen yet, like Essen the Searcher, who we briefly saw, but did we really see him? What do we really know about Essen?
Right.
A lot. That he has fucked up, a lot of people's days. Then we have Nightmare, who was teased in Loki, and then the Phoenix Force, X-Men, and Galactus, which is great. And then we have tier 4, which is conceptual cosmic entities. In this tier, we find beings that are of the physical manifestations of concepts. Then this tier includes the Watchers, Eternity, Mistress Love, Sir Hate, Master Order, Lord Chaos, You know, the whole gang, the whole conceptual cosmic gang, you know.
We hate having bodies.
Who needs bodies? Bodies are annoying. I mean, managing my body has been the worst thing to do over these past few years. Hasn't been great. You know what? I love to just be a conceptual entity rather than a physical entity.
Yep.
And then finally, we have tier 5 meta entities. And this final tier includes beings like the Living Tribunal and the one above all, which is like, you know, like Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Kevin Feige, all that. So, in addition to those 5 tiers that we came up with, we also looked at Marvel's official power rankings. And as a reminder, Marvel ranks their characters based on 6 character attributes. And those attributes are durability, energy, fighting, intelligence, speed, strength, water, and heart, which is great. I think I made that joke last time. I gotta stop.
No, hey, you know what? If it keeps working, I love it. Oh, I know that whole song.
Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gotta take pollution down to 0.
Liar!
Oh God, that's the good educational indoctrination right
That's
there.
right. That's right.
And so Marvel likes to assign a rank from 1 to 7 in each of these categories for a total max power of 42.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that powers and abilities can vary widely in the comics. So depending on the writer and what is needed for the narrative story arc, etc. So still, it's good to know how Marvel ranks their own characters. So this is a nice little gauge for all that. So that's how we're going to structure our power rankings today. And we've had 3 Marvel series premieres since our other power rankings video. And now it's time to make our adjustments and additions based on what we learned so far. So let us start with the Terrans tier. Me and you, people. With the skin and the flesh and completely non-conceptual. We're actual, literal beings.
We're dumb idiots with bodies.
Yes, bodies and just, depression. Anyway, so we have some new characters to slate in here, as well as some changes to make to some old friends. And let's start with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. I mean, first of all, who the is Falcon? I don't know Falcon. That man, that doesn't exist. That's Captain America right there.
That's right.
My boy, Sammy Wings. We have U.S. Agent John Walker, also known as Johnny Mayonnaise, with mental issues. I don't know what's going on with John Walker, but he's a weird individual. Anyway, super soldier level power on that man. And I don't know if his version of the serum is any worse or better than the Erskine formula, but his version of the serum did not make any major physical changes to his body, and he clearly has some anger issues to work out, because he completely murdered that man in broad daylight. I am still shocked, and I will never not be shocked at that visual. Woo!
And you know what? That's true, because like when original Captain America took the serum, he went from real skinny to like
super buff, like instantaneously. Like,
to like
instant
hello.
icon.
To like
hello, Sam.
Hello.
These.
So it just makes you super strong without affecting your appearance. So that is a difference. That's a good note.
I feel like that's like super great if you want to keep things low key. It's like, you know what? I'm going to take this serum and then I'm going to compete in sports and be better than everyone else and no one's going to know.
Let's be real though. Like people would want the original serum just to be like, I just want to look good for summer.
Honestly, yeah.
They
Because
would
like
be
that
like-
transformation. Woo!
Yeah.
Steve went from skinny to a man. He had
You went
the
through
deep
instant
V
puberty.
and everything. Instantaneous puberty. I
That's
don't
great.
know what puberty's like, but I hear it's great. Just kidding.
I'm a man.
So what's John Walker's number then?
So, Marvel's official power ranking for John Walker is 28, with his highest ability being a level 6 fighting skill. He's probably ranked a little higher in the comics than he's been presented in the MCU, though we did put up quite a fight against Sam and Bucky because, you know, those were not easy opponents to fight. And
Right.
He got his arm broke. But speaking of Falcon and Winter Soldier, we have Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, aka the White Wolf.
We love him.
He seems to have left the series about the same. I mean, he's got a new vibranium arm that is theoretically stronger than his previous titanium arm. However, it does have that, finger punch code that you can control alt delete and it falls off. So
Yeah.
that seems like a little bit of a not great thing to have if you want to always have your arm on. But should that affect his power ranking?
Bastard damn you, James.
'Tis but a scratch.
I mean, he seems to have finally beaten his brainwashing and is smiling again, so that should boost his confidence. So Bucky's official power ranking in Marvel is at a 19, with his highest attribute being his level 6 fighting skills. And he's probably a higher ranking in the MCU, as we would put him above John Walker. And he caught everything John threw at him, so, yeah. I would say so.
I put him higher too, just because nobody wants to have John Walker above Winter Soldier. Like,
this is true. That's just disrespectful. Honestly. Just wrong. Just
also, by
wrong.
the way, all these people are lower than Erik, Voss, and Philip. So
I mean, clearly, obviously, because like I watched Fitness Origins like everybody did.
Yeah.
And Erik Voss would up Bucky Barnes instantaneously. I'm setting up the match now. We had that big YouTube boxing match. Let's get Erik Voss versus Bucky Barnes right now. It'll go down. Bucky Barnes has no chance. My boy Erik, he's got the juice. He's got it. And we also have, of course, my boy Sam Wilson, aka Captain America. Definitely a big boost in ranking for Sam this time around.
Yeah.
Because he now has a shield and he's not afraid to use it. And he also has those bomb-ass vibranium wings and full sleeves on his shirt, which is great.
That's got to be at least 3 points.
Because he's just warmer. That's what Grandma says. But most importantly, he has a sense of purpose because he is Captain America now, and he's going to hold it down as such. And Sam's official power ranking is only at a 14, but that's technically for Sam as Falcon. They don't got that new Captain America updated power ranking yet because it's too powerful. I don't think they have a number for it yet because my boy he's just too strong.
What does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000! What, 9,000?
So he should be ranked higher in the MCU, though he doesn't have that super soldier serum in his blood.
Right.
So with all of his equipment, he would be about the same level as Bucky, I would say.
And plus, when they're fighting side by side, they play off of each other, and Bucky can't fly, so,
Bucky can't fly yet.
Yeah.
That's mostly because he hasn't tried, so. Well, still on that Terran tier, let's move on over to WandaVision. WandaVision. First, we have creepy White Vision, and he appears to have all the same abilities as regular Red Vision. However, he does not have the Mind Stone, which is, kind of not as cool, but we'll forgive you, White Vision. But he also has to learn how to interact with humanity all over again. I mean, so do we. So we feel you, White Vision.
We're not robots, just humans, yes, like you.
And my boy White Vision is definitely a powerful sentient weapon. And whenever we see him again in the MCU, he's certain to have a huge impact. Marvel's official power ranking for Vision is at a 27 with a 6 in durability and energy. And Vision was always a powerful force in the Terran tier, and even though this Vision lacks an Infinity Stone in his head, he still packs a mighty phase-shifting punch, as we see in the finale of WandaVision. But next is Monica Rambeau, also from WandaVision. And we don't know the full extent of her powers yet, but what we have seen is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah.
I gotta say, those bullets went right through that woman. Completely through. Her passages in and out of the Hex seem to have unlocked the powers within Monica, or gave them to her. We're not really sure there.
Right.
In the Marvel Comics, Monica, of course, becomes Spectrum, and has an official power ranking of 29, with a 7 in the energy category, because that woman is all about that energy. And in the comics, she has a vast array of energy manipulation powers. And while she may not turn out to be as powerful as Carol Danvers in the MCU, Monica should still be considered high up on that Terran tier. And then, of course, we got our girl, #1 stunner, Agatha Harkness, chilling in Westview. She displayed a ton of proficiency in magic in that show. She showed up to the Hex when no other magical beings appeared to notice. Like,
Yeah.
the Sorcerer Supreme, who just didn't show up in WandaVision. Like, Doctor Strange. Come on, man. I know it's New Jersey, but like, make an effort. Make an effort, bro.
Oh my god. Oh no, I ain't messing with you. Oh no.
She has lived a very long life, so clearly she has a lot of knowledge and experience. And we know she has the ability to drain the power of other magical beings, so she was able to go toe-to-toe with the legendary Scarlet Witch. Though said witch wasn't really up to speed on all the rules and regulations of chaos magic, so I guess it's not really a fair full Scarlet Witch fight, but that's still pretty impressive.
She basically had one arm tied behind her back, and the one piece of information that she did drop, she used to defeat her. So they were even for a while, but Scarlet Witch is definitely on top.
Oh, for sure. But definitely now these days, because she's reading too much. That girl is
Now she has books.
Books. Reading, huh? Just kidding. Read a book, kids. It's great. Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Whoa, take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow.
Oh, nice.
Wait, I can do anything. And I don't know the rest.
Yeah, that's all I
Agatha's official Marvel power ranking is at a 20, and that's because they gave her a 7 in speed because she can teleport, which is pretty great. And she also has a 6 in energy thanks to her magic proficiency. And she's probably one of the most powerful magical beings on Earth, when she's not stuck in the Westview neighborhood prison. And then we have, this is the big one, folks. This is the one we got. This is the one we came here for. It's the Scarlet Witch. Okay, she is the big guns of the Terran tier. This is a huge jump in power rankings for the Scarlet Witch this time around, because we saw the beginnings of Wanda's immense power when she blipped back in Endgame and went one-on-one with Thanos and left him absolutely wrecked. He bitched out and he had to call in reinforcements because Wanda was too strong for him. Ha ha ha! That's why you dead. But now that she's reading up on the Darkhold and has an awareness of her reality-altering abilities, could she be the most powerful being in the Terran tier now? Well, Marvel's official power rankings for Wanda have her only at 18, which seems kind of ridiculous to me. I feel like she's a little bit higher than 18, but we'll just let that slide, Marvel. For now, you'll be getting emails.
I intend to write a strongly worded letter.
But the MCU has established the Scarlet Witch to be this magical being of legend. And Agatha even said she's even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme himself. And if she's also a Nexus being in the MCU, like she is in the comics, then she's also got to be one of the most powerful Terrans, if not the most powerful. So
they definitely have to move up her number because I feel like she would be at the top.
Yeah, like a Nexus being of the entire universe with the ability to affect everything, that's at least a 19.
Yeah, that's less than Erik, Voss, and Philip, so.
She'll get there. She's almost there.
So a couple more tight t-shirts. Philip can let her borrow some t-shirts.
Now, let's move up to tier 2, where we have gods, demons, and aliens. Oh my! We have Loki, the man of the hour, the man who has the show, the Lord God of Mischief himself. Now, this variant of Loki, who has branched off from the sacred timeline in 2012, still has a lot of his magical powers and extended lifespan that could classify him as a god, though the TVA has really shown him his place in the hierarchy of the cosmos when he had that existential crisis, which was one of my favorite moments of episode 1.
Know.
Even almost as sad as him seeing his mom die and him seeing himself die.
Ugh. He was like, give me an acting award. That whole thing, he was just like, I'm acting so hard.
Honestly, he's going for that Emmy. He was going for that Emmy. You can feel it. But there's also the possibility that our Loki is not the strongest Loki out there, with other variants potentially having different or more powerful abilities. Loki's official Marvel power ranking is at a 32 with a 7 in speed and a 6 in both durability and energy. And we'd still rank him in the lower part of tier 2 with other beings like Thanos still leading this tier, but he's still a god burdened with glorious purpose.
Glorious purpose.
Glorious.
Winning an Emmy, the most glorious purpose of all. He may come out of the Loki show higher in the gods, demons, and aliens tier than when he entered it. So, we'll see about that. Now, moving on to other characters from the Loki series, we now needed to make some additions to the tier 3 cosmic entities category. And we're going to add pretty much everyone that works for the TVA in this tier. So this includes your Minutemen, your Hunter B-15, who is a badass, Ravonna Renslayer, who is also a badass.
Yep.
She's, a badass from the courtroom and from her desk in her office. And then we have Mobius, who is, a sarcastic king. Owen Wilson.
Wow.
And they all appear to have abilities to travel along the sacred timeline and immobilize/imprison all sorts of beings, including Loki. Like, B-15 bitch slapped the shit out of Loki in slow motion, and it was glorious. Like, I played the slow motion in slow motion because I just needed to see it. I like seeing Loki get what's coming to him because I feel like people forget that he killed so many people in New York. So many people, but people are like, oh, Loki's sad. He didn't mean it.
He could get slapped a couple times. That's cool.
Yeah, like 1 or 2 slaps, that's cool, and then you can redeem yourself. But come on. But all the powers of the TVA seem to come from tech supplied by the TVA, which itself exists in a place where time passes differently than no time zone. We expect. And it also seems like everyone that works at the TVA was created to work there.
Right.
Like, they were not recruited from around the cosmos. Like, they were specifically made to be TVA agents, which is depressing.
Yeah.
Like God.
He doesn't know
Like
what a
God.
fish is.
Exactly. Casey had no idea what the a fish was because he'd never seen a fish. That's hilarious how they have cats, but like they have no idea what a fish is. Cats have reached that level of importance where it's just like, you know what? We're above anything in the universe.
Cats is actually the highest MCU score.
There is a bureaucratic hierarchy to the TVA which could affect their power rankings. For example, Hunter B-15 has more power over her Minutemen, and Ravonna Renslayer has more power than Mobius. But it's all based on the office politics of the TVA, which is always fun to talk about when it comes to comic books. Office politics. Can't get enough of it, honestly. Which leads us to our last entry to the power rankings, the Time Keepers. Mysterious Time Keepers, let's find out. Well, they would fit into Tier 4, the conceptual cosmic entities. Now, we haven't met the Time Keepers in Loki as of yet, but those space lizards are the ones who supposedly organize the chaos of the multiverse into one sacred timeline. The comics established that the Time Keepers were created by He Who Remains, a Tier 5 meta-entity and the last director of the TVA from a previous reality. Now, if the Time Keepers are real in the MCU, then they would have to be the most powerful beings that we've been introduced to so far. And theoretically, any power that the agents of the TVA have would have to come from the Time Keepers. We'll have to see how the rest of the Loki series plays out to know if they will be the most powerful presence in the MCU moving forward. So, But that is our updated power rankings list. Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Were we right? Were we totally out of our minds? Let us know.
I mean, I don't think the internet is scared of like using the comment section, so I think we'll get told whether we're right or wrong.
It's true. Whether or not I even said that, I think that they are probably already wrote the comment down, honestly.
Oh my God. All right. So while they're tearing us apart, we're going to dive into our bite-sized questions next. But first, a word from some of the folks that help us bring you Big Question.
Do you dread at looking at your credit card statement every month like I do? Well, we don't blame you. Well, Upstart can lift that weight from your shoulders, so you can literally feel a relief of being free of credit card debt. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan, all online. And whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 500,000 people have used Upstart to get a simple fixed monthly payment. Now, unlike other lenders, Upstart looks at more than just your credit score, like your income and your employment history. This means that they can offer smarter rates with trusted partners. With a 5-minute online rate check, you can see your rate upfront for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. And you can receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/bigquestion. That is upstart.com/bigquestion. And don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and other information provided in your loan application. Go to upstart.com/bigquestion.
Every year, billions of pounds of food go to waste, often because it doesn't live up to the strict cosmetic standards of grocery stores. Imperfect Foods is on a mission to eliminate food waste and build a better food system for everyone. They deliver sustainable, affordable groceries, including produce, quality protein, eggs and dairy, and pantry staples straight to your door. All you have to do is sign up, create your flexible, personalized grocery plan, and then shop online each week and get affordable and sustainable groceries delivered directly to your door. With Imperfect Foods, it's easy to build better groceries into your routine with scheduled, low-emission weekly deliveries that fit your lifestyle, save you time, and help the environment each week. And right now, Imperfect Foods is offering our listeners 20% off your first 4 orders when you go to imperfectfoods.com and make sure to use the promo code BIGQUESTION. Try Imperfect Foods now, and for a limited time, get 20% off your first 4 orders. Go to imperfectfoods.com and use Big Question to sign up. That's 20% off your first 4 orders at imperfectfoods.com. Offer code Big Question. Thank you, sponsors.
And now it is time for our bite-sized questions. And today's first bite-sized question is kryptonite the only thing that can kill and affect Superman? And this is a question from IAJ Smith 24 on Discord. That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a great question. So thanks for sending it in. While pretty much everyone in the world knows that kryptonite is Superman's main weakness, right? We all know that. There are other ways to eliminate the Man of Steel. So,
okay.
One way is to throw Doomsday at him. If you can pick him up. If you can get hold of him and pick him up, just throw it at him. In the comics, Doomsday was able to beat Superman to death, which is like...
This is true. That's a big deal.
Such a rough way to go, like, honestly.
Death by Doomsday, it doesn't seem great.
But nothing is ever permanent death because it's comics, so, you know, obviously he comes back.
Money has to be made.
Yep, but there are also other items in the DC Comics that appear to affect Superman's powers. So some beings have been able to use magic against him. His powers have also been negated by gold kryptonite and red sun radiation. So you can take his powers away and then he's just a regular but very handsome guy.
He's just Clark.
He's just Clark.
Handsome, goofy ass Clark.
He's just Clark. You know what? Clark is enough.
Hashtag Clark is enough.
Oh my god. Superman also has been susceptible to mind control in the comics, which makes sense. So you could use that against him. He's also contracted alien diseases before, so like a nasty case of like space measles might do it. I don't know.
Let's go with measles.
Yeah.
Let's just stick with measles and not anything else.
It's whatever disease you want, but just put space in front of it. So just space measles, space cold, whatever.
Space herpes. It's also known as spurpies.
Okay, so the last thing is that finally, actually, Wonder Woman could possibly kill Superman if she felt like it, which she probably never would, but she probably could if she really tried hard. In the past, she has broken his arms. She has made him bleed from his eyes. She also cut him with an enchanted sword. So those three things, at minimum, if you did all of them at the same time, like, that's pretty bad. Probably if she really wanted to, Diana could rid the world of Superman. Not that she ever would.
God.
And also in Justice League, she gives him like a run for his money. She like headbutts him and like they have a pretty good back and forth. And obviously he wins, but she does hold her own by herself for a minute. So
this is very true. I would love to see them two just go at it in a movie. Like Batman v Superman, I would love to see Superman v Wonder Woman. That would be insane.
Exactly. And she was just trying to contain him. She was literally not trying to kill him, and she was doing a pretty good job. She was just trying to calm him down and keep him contained. So if she was actually trying...
It would be like the city would be in
oh my God.
Like,
yeah.
Everyone, it would be terrible.
I hope that answers it.
That is a
Smith,
great answer, Marina.
24?
That was 10 out of 10 answer. But I got another one for you. Hold up. You're not done yet. Hold up. Question 2. Does each planet have their own set of Eternals and Deviants? And this is, of course, referring to the Marvel Universe. And this is from Civilian on Discord. Thank you, Civilian.
Thanks, Civilian. Right. So these experiments, choices, and the machinations of the Celestials can never really be truly known to us, mere mortals. But we can be certain that they've been messing around with the genetic makeup of life forms across the universe. We don't know for certain if, like, every planet contains life, and like therefore they have their own set of Eternals and Deviants, but we can list the ones that we know about for certain. So Earth has Eternals, Deviants, and regular old humans, and then superhumans like Erik and Philip, who have pretty high scores, higher than Scarlet Witch. And we have Skrullos. So the Celestials showed up on the Skrulls' home planet 100 million years ago and took the normal Skrulls and created deviant Skrulls who have shape-shifting abilities, and eternal Skrulls who were given longevity and superpowers. So they have Skrulls, right? And Hala, we also have, which are Celestials. I can't believe I didn't see that coming. I'm mad at myself. I
had to do it, Marina.
You had to, and I'm mad at myself for not seeing it. But yeah, Celestials went to Hala, which is the Kree homeworld. So when they got there, they took the blue-skinned Kree, right, and made the Kree Deviant and Kree Eternals. So they have their own set. Also, Uranus. There is an Eternal on Uranus.
Sorry.
The Eternal on everyone's communal butt, on everyone's Uranus, is named Uranos, who was an Eternal from Earth who was banished to Uranus. Again, the jokes just keep on coming. On Titan, Alars was an Eternal from Earth who went to Titan, where he met Siu-san, who was a descendant of the Iranian Eternals, okay? And they gave birth to Thanos. So Thanos had a deviant gene, right? We all know that. There was a planet named Eung that had Eternals and thus presumably deviants. The Eternals of Eung collected the minds of their entire species into the alien warlord Grom, aka the Overmind.
Fun fact, actually, Eung is actually my favorite character in Winnie the Pooh. I'm a little bit depressed, though.
All right, last one, Gigantus. The planet Gigantus had Eternals. The Eternals of Gigantus and the Eternals of Eung were enemies and pretty much wiped each other out. They may have had deviants as well. It's not for sure. So those are all the ones that we know about. But again, who knows how many planets those Celestials like messed around with. So those are your basic answers, and I'm sure I pronounced them all wrong.
Like, no one really knows what any of these even sound like.
Just Klingon. We only know what Klingon sounds like.
It's only Klingon is crystal clear. Like, anybody can learn Klingon.
MT, guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for Box of Scraps.
Box of Scraps? It's Box of Scraps.
It's time for Box of Scraps. Box of Scraps. It's time for Box of Scraps.
And today's Box of Scraps inquiry is, with so many Star Wars characters getting their own series, what is one Star Wars character you want to see get a series of their own? This is from Janice Julie Juice. I'm gonna say Julie Juice. Thank you, Janice Julie Juice.
That's a great name. Great name, great question. That's actually a really good question. In Attack of the Clones, one of the Naboo royal handmaidens, okay, who gets killed is named Corday, and I would like to see her life pre getting killed, because she's obviously trained to be a spy. She's obviously trained to take on different identities and like fool intergalactic nations into like believing that she's someone that she says she is. She knows espionage. Like she basically is just like a space spy. And that's so interesting to me. And we only see her for 2 seconds. And she has a lot of like honor and like loyalty because she apologizes for dying.
I guess I was wrong. There was no danger at all.
Which is like,
my bad.
Yeah.
Should have done that shit. My bad. Sorry.
She's like, my bad. And it's like, dude, you literally are dying. Like, don't worry about it. But like, that's what she's concerned with, is she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry I'm dead and I can no longer serve you. And it's like, this bitch is loyal. This bitch is skilled. I need to know what she did before this. I want to see her training. I want to see her previous missions. I want to see all that. So that's my...
Wow.
That's my answer.
I really dig that answer. I would have never thought of that. And before you even said that, I would have never even thought of that as a possibility. So like now I'm 100% on board.
She's basically Black Widow of Star Wars.
Basically, Naboo Black Widow.
Yeah.
Black Widow. I think my answer is going to be Dr. Aphra from the Marvel comics. Well, the Star Wars comics. And if you guys don't know who Dr. Aphra is a space archaeologist who goes out on these weird adventures with her, murderous C-3PO robot and murderous R2-D2 robot. And like, she just goes on these wild, archaeological find adventures and shit. And she's also like this weird space criminal at the same time. She's super cool.
That sounds cool.
She's super awesome. If you guys haven't read the Dr. Aphra comics, they are fantastic. And I have a feeling that she's going to appear on The Mandalorian or something related soon. Because, like, she's cool. She's a cool-ass character.
Yeah.
But yes, Dr. Afra show. Let's get it.
She's like Space Indiana Jones.
That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. She is Space Indiana Jones.
That sounds sick.
I just, especially the female characters in Star Wars, I feel like they get all of their best stuff in the comics or in the written material. So, like, let's just bring that cool shit to the screen. Let's get some girl power, man. I'm all about it. I'm all about it.
Yeah, we both pick female characters. Fuck yeah. Guys, that's it for Big Question. Thank you to MT for joining me on this episode. Follow him at MasterTainment. It's so great to have you here.
Yeah, go ahead and follow me on MasterTainment. I tweet a lot of weird shit. It's really random, and I'm sorry in advance. So follow me.
Make sure to follow New Rockstars and send us your big questions using the hashtag #BigQuestion. Subscribe to this podcast feed and give us a nice rating and review. Be nice. Subscribe to New Rockstars here on YouTube. hit that notification bell. I'm Marina Mastros. Follow me at Marina Mastros. I tweet almost nothing that you're going to be interested in. But do it anyway.
But do it anyway.
Give it a
She's
shot.
fantastic.
Give it a shot. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody.